What's up, guys? Tawok here, welcoming you back for episode 4 of the Spicy Sausage. Today, we're going to update you to the status of SOCOM on X-Link. We're going to talk Ghost Recon Open Beta. Did we love it or did we hate it? We're going to talk the games we were playing, and we're going to talk some other shit in gaming. First and foremost, we need the numbers.
Alright guys, for the numbers, for our Friday event, we did 58 on SOCOM 2. And we had 13 on SOCOM Combined Assault. That's 71, guys. What do you think? Pretty big numbers, right?
Yeah, getting there. I know I mentioned this on the forums a little while ago, but at first I was a little hesitant to say that we would get 100 people by the end of the year, but considering the fact that it's March, or actually that was February, and we're getting to the 70s.
Well, I mean, that's more than getting there. That's record numbers another week in a row, beating the last week by 3, which, I mean, it's not huge, but like you said, I think we'll see 100 definitely by the end of the year, if not by summer.
I mean, that's attainable, and that's why I'm thinking, do I got to readjust some goals or something? But, I mean, not only was our event, I considered it to be a success, but the fact is that on the weekends even, we saw 9 people playing SOCOM at 9 a.m. on Sunday. And then, 9 p.m., you got yourself another 44 playing SOCOM too. I mean, so there's games to be had all weekend long and definitely during the week, as we've always been mentioning all along here. So I encourage everybody to grab whatever PlayStations they have access to and get on there and play. Yeah, I mean, the disc is $2. Software's free. Ethernet cables are pennies on the dollar, so there's really no reason to play.
You need to get your high-class 24-karat gold conductor cables, obviously.
Monster cable. They have to be monster.
Yeah. Or you guys can go to this little website called Monoprice, and they sell everything for like $2-3. But that's just for another night.
Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, the big topic on everybody's mind right now, Ghost Recon Wildlands. Tactical shooter, third person, open world, Grand Theft Auto meets SOCOM.
I am going to defer to Blonde on this one.
I'm hesitant, honestly, to compare it. A, I don't feel like that's fair to either game, and B, that's not really what it's aiming to be, at least from what I can see.
I actually saw somebody refer to it as the next SOCOM, and I just don't fucking agree.
That was some blasphemy, and you know it.
No, I mean, I saw it more than one place. I saw it all over the place.
Could you not see Sony doing that, making a SOCOM a return to roots, and it has 8 vs 8 multiplayer, but it also has this open world single player shit?
Okay, but the 8v8, I'm almost sold. Just because everybody knows.
To be clear, Ghost Recon's not going to have 8v8. They did confirm the 4v4.
Yes, and that's what I watched
the post-launch trailer, and they're going to have 4v4. They mentioned something about class-based, which has me concerned because I don't want another Metal Gear Online 3.
Ooh.
And I'm a little worried about that, especially considering the similarities that a lot of people drew, including myself, to the Phantom Pain in terms of the open world stuff and the sneaking around and grabbing bases and stuff like that.
Did you not like the Phantom Pain?
No, I liked the Phantom Pain's gameplay. It's just it got boring after a while, and then it couldn't carry the.
See, I actually seen some people fall into a pitfall on the Phantom Pain where they did too many of the side objectives and they burned themselves out on the gameplay before they finished the excellent storyline.
That's true. I mean, I suppose I think it's a matter of too much side content and not enough main content for me.
I liked all of it.
I'm going to have to go ahead and on a limb here and just admit my Metal Gear history is quite extensive back to the NES, but with all the recent...
It wasn't canon!
Well, with the recent iterations, I got to tell you, it's done the same thing it's always done to me, which is I've super hyped to play it, and I just never can get into them.
Really?
Only to a certain point, it goes to the shelf.
You're talking to a guy with the revolver ocelot for his fucking avatar.
I understand. And okay, now, but there's not really a but, because that is just the honest truth. But what I wanted to get at with the Phantom Pain and with Ghost Recon, just to keep it on topic, is, I saw some similarities with the aim, kind of the over the shoulder, the kind of the wackiness with it. I felt like there could have been another tick maybe if you would have kind of come out. And I would have liked to see that, but I know now that it's just going to be that kind of over the shoulder, kind of the side view. I didn't mind it, but somebody else was kind of comparing it to being kind of dull, and I kind of agreed. But I did feel like when I was shooting certain gentlemen in the game, the mercs and stuff, there was a kind of a feedback that I did enjoy. So I mean, the aiming, notwithstanding, there were some higher points to it though, not just.
I was okay with the camera. Especially when I turned it off from the auto first person to like when you hit the aim button it snaps to the gun. I changed it so that it just makes us like a zoom in and a slower walk, and I think that was it's more suited for the game than that really like Big Fry mentioned, it's like almost unnatural snap to the gun iron sights.
Yeah. Yes, and so there was another setting was that for PC users only?
No,
Like, I mean, I understand you could default to the third-person perspective, and then you could kind of apply it to all the weapons. But you're telling me there was a way to like manipulate the speed in which it changed from the zoom?
No, there's no way to change that. It's you change it instead of immediately snapping to the weapon. It was like a more zoomed-in crosshair and like a slower walk.
Ah, okay. I think I kind of.
Which it felt a lot more natural.
I hit it on. So that was pretty much what rectified it, though, for you, is having that kind of changed it.
Because I made it feel a lot better.
Because I mean, I wasn't necessarily loving it or hating it, but I just noticed that it was like over the shoulder or snap to zoom, and meh. So
yeah, I still dug it. It's definitely, like I said, changing that was a big play for making the camera feel better and making the gameplay more naturally.
Speaking of gameplay, I mean, me and Blonde, you want to talk about kind of the video that we did and kind of the playthrough there?
Yeah.
The silent Skimask playthrough?
Yeah.
And we all know I got fucking diarrhea of the mouth.
It's their fault. No, yeah, the open beta, I felt like it did improve on some things from the last beta that we played, and I think, I don't know. I'm still puzzled as to whether or not I like the game in a lot of respects. Like the open world stuff does remind me a lot of the Phantom Pain, and I can see myself sort of getting into the train of doing all the missions to find the guy in the certain region and take them out. But I don't know. I feel like at the same time, every time I approached a base, the only difference was the geology of it, or the geography of it. Excuse me.
Yeah.
No, it was the geology, like the minerals and like the deposits and.
The cave is not a natural form.
You need to send in some hydrologists, and then they would get captured, and then you'd have to rescue them.
The ghost miners.
Yeah. No, I kind of felt the same way, kind of cookie cutter-esque. Although the bosses felt sort of mercenaries too, but then at the same time, you obviously had to do a lot of stuff to get to them. But
I just, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I managed to get to both of the bosses that you could get to in the beta. And the first ones, the couple, they were not an interesting boss fight in the least. You just sort of snuck into a room and then killed two guards and then killed them. But the second guy, I felt was a bit of a step up because there was a big complex to get to him, and then the way I took him out was actually kind of funny, but he actually moves around and tries to fight you instead of just there was a chain gun or something, there's a weapon emplacement in the building for the first couple that they didn't even use for me. So I feel like I missed out on a boss fight there.
And you just kind of went in there and just kind of tangled with him. A couple clips later, he's dead, or what?
Yeah, not even a couple clips. They didn't have any more health than the other people, which I guess makes sense in one way.
Sure.
And I wouldn't want them to division it and make me put a full clip into them or anything. But
speaking of which, I mean, what do you guys hear about all this hate with people comparing this to a division, and now knowing
I didn't
like 4v4 and not a dark zone? How do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I didn't like the idea of the division. I played the beta of that as well, and I didn't enjoy it very much. So this game, with its more, dare I say, realistic, time to kill for basically everything,
That's how I felt too. Like, it couldn't be worse to describe it as the Division, because like I went into it because so many people told me, they're like, it's going to be a tropical division with vehicles, dude. And I go into it and there's no loot. There's no like super hardcore like RPG element where you're doing like dungeons and stuff like that. It was a lot more like I said, more like fucking Metal Gear. Phantom Pain is a lot what it felt like, but with a squad.
Just Cause. Yeah. I think Just Cause
Yeah,
with the
and it
base
does
and-
remind me a lot of not the second Mercenary so much because I couldn't really play that game much, but
Sure.
the first one.
Yeah.
Especially since the first one had the whole gimmick where you have to take, like, everybody's got their own card. Like, oh, this is the 2 of clubs. You got to take out the 2 of clubs. So it reminds me of that.
Yeah,
But,
that's kind of where I was drawing it from too. So, but it doesn't mean that I was disappointed. I loved those games for what they were anyway. So, to be honest, all in all, I mean, consensus from everybody.
And that might come as a surprise. I was definitely caught off guard by how much I liked it, because I think I went into it with such low expectations of like watching Big Fry's videos of him talking about it, and like I was preparing for mediocrity, and like the cutscenes were kind of crappy and like not interesting, and the story definitely didn't grab me, but like the gameplay was a lot more fun than I expected. And like I was just definitely like blown away with how much I enjoyed your like average Ubisoft open world game.
To be fair, they don't do as many of the Ubisoft tropes as like they did with the Far Cry games. Like they don't have the synchronized towers, and they don't have the
thank God.
Go and pick up random flags. The collectibles that I found actually have some bearing on the story.
Oh, and
One
can we
thing that
talk
was
about
funny-
how awesome it is to customize the guns?
Yes,
Yeah.
but before we go to the weapon system, I did like the fact that they were considered sort of a side mission, and so I do find myself going out and collecting a couple of weapons that I know might be out there, and that's okay because it doesn't matter how hard it was. I mean, I think when you guys went to the other side, did any of the missions? Did you guys wait to go over there, or did you guys go over there right away?
I didn't go there until I cleared the first
Everything.
zone.
Okay, I guess
Yeah.
depending upon what kind of player you were.
Same here. I finished all the main missions in there, and basically the only collectibles I had left were like 2 medals that I didn't bother to do in Itaqua. But
Sure.
then I got to
No,
the
I mean,
second region.
I took a chopper almost immediately and flew over there just to I'm kind of a person, I like to reveal the map. I get kind of weird about that kind of stuff.
Oh, I definitely wanted to explore it too, yeah.
Yeah, so I flew over there right away, and then once I didn't realize that it took a little bit to actually unlock the side missions to do, to show you these crates. I didn't even realize that was a thing for quite a while, but once I did, I was like, oh, now I can see that there's 3 in this region, 2 in this region. I don't feel like an asshole moron. And I actually went just to go see what they were. And then all of a sudden, what was it, 6 hours later, I had them all. And it's like, I've been up all night and it's 11:30 in the morning.
Time
So,
flies, man.
But yeah, that customization with the weapons, I mean, what do you guys think about it?
That was a
I felt like
highlight
I
of the
did-
game.
I didn't get as much of a taste of it as I'd like because there were so few collectibles to be found in that regard. I feel like I saw the option to change like the fire rate, and I was like, how many times is that gonna happen? Like the only, I don't know, it's cool. I just wish the paint presets, which were the ones that I did have a little more interest in terms of how that was gonna work, rather than like actual use, I suppose. I found that like the paint system, at least as it was in the beta, was kind of basic, and it didn't really suit my needs. Like I don't want to make my whole gun look like it's fucking fell in a vat of CAD paint. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah.
Some of them were pretty outlandish.
But it was nice
Like-
to kind of sync your gear up for the region that you were going into. If you guys are completionists, like it sounds like you were, when you finally got to that snow region, did you not like snow camo up and get your freaking?
I did
digital-
with my weapon, or not with my weapons, with my armor and character and stuff like that, but not
Sure.
the
You didn't sync it up with the old weapon.
yeah.
Rock it with the ghillie and the.
That, and I know some people have brought this up, I'm pretty sure. Excuse my yawning, but the thing that really annoyed me about the AI teammates was that they didn't change their camo at all. So they're still rocking around in the mountainous region with fucking t-shirts and bandanas on.
The
Like,
AI
that's gonna
teammates
cover
definitely leave something to be desired.
We've
Definitely
already
gotta
talked
play
about
with
them.
real people if you want to enjoy the game.
Otherwise, it becomes like, send them here, let's do sync shots. And oh wait, I can go 4 of them. Great. So now I'm gonna mark 4 guys. Base has got 9. Let me go clear the other 5. Do 2 sets of 4. Clear the last one. Whatever. It becomes methodical. Is kind of my point. But I still, like you said, if you get some guys together, gals, whatever, it can be a lot of fucking fun.
Oh, it was, and I mean that brings me down to my verdict of that I'm gonna buy it on day one.
That's spicy.
That's that spicy verdict from Tawok. You guys?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm gonna go day one as well. I don't have shit to play. So
If I have the
let me get
money, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. I know you probably weren't done your verdict, but if I have the means at the time, I might go day one for the sake of being the cool kid with the 3DO. But I don't really know. At the same time, I think, I don't know, I've made worse purchases. Like, I bought Hardline at full price because I was stupid. But
Ouch.
no, yeah, I think this can't be a worse person than that, and I'm interested to see what the PvP ends up being.
Sure.
Like I said, the class thing kind of scares me, but we'll find out.
Sure, and I did like the unlockable elements. I thought the skill trees were pretty basic, but still interesting enough that whatever. It'll take a while to get through some of that, but for those that out there that say that the game is fucking ass and trash, that's cool too, because I can see why they're saying that, because it's buggy as fuck, and there's no doubt it's going to ship the same fucking way. Not a lot of changes can be made, in my opinion, from this close to a launch. I mean, you guys might have other thoughts on that, but this basically what we're going to get. So I at least am going into this eyes wide open. I was happy to be invited to play both betas, to at least see the progression and to have 6 days with it. So
Is that not the beauty of a beta? Is you're essentially getting to try the full, a portion of the full game for free, and like, I really enjoyed the beta, so I know I'm gonna have fun with the game. And the people who played the beta who didn't fucking enjoy what they play, like, that's fine too. Like, that's what you get for playing the game. That you get to make that decision before you have to pay for it.
And that's you got to freaking give props to the company for that. Whether or not they're getting free marketing feedback or server stress testing, at least some of y'all that can say that you didn't like it or it was ass, you got to try it, and that's the beauty. And like you said, thankfully we're not having to buy shit without being able to try it. I do find myself looking for more demos on the console, and the shit's just lacking. It's incredibly lacking. So a lot of times you don't know what you're gonna get. And if you don't pay attention to these things and can see through some of the smoke and mirrors and the CGI with the ultra high settings and whatever, it's nice to be able to play it, even if it's kind of rough, a full, like, and it was, to me, that was the full part of the game. I don't think they really held much back from us as far as the content wise. I mean, that was what we were gonna get. There wasn't anything more they can do. Me and Blonde discussed a little bit about, can they turn the people up a little bit more? Can they add some more life to the backgrounds? We don't know if that's just like a slider now in SimCity or what, but I didn't really know as much when it came to that kind of shit.
Yeah, I think I'm just worried that when I get the game, I'll play it, and then I'll play it, and then I'll stop. I'll just stop because I don't know. It felt like it was fun when I played, but at the same time, I'm very wary of the fact that it'll get old very quickly.
Sure, but then I argue the same thing as about Assassin's Creed. Yes, it may have more robust storyline, but it becomes the same thing too. Sans the actual game and some of the mechanics of it, it does become a repetitive. Let's go find this. Let's go there.
That's why I say the classic Ubisoft open world where it's all like the same shit. And I have the same thing too. Like, I speak very highly of Assassin's Creed 4, but I never actually finished the story. I just did I did like 60 hours of like side quests and naval battles and stuff like that, but I never actually finished the main story. I probably made it like 3/4 of the way through. It just didn't grab me enough to make me finish it. And I echo that same concern like Blonde was saying, where I'll just play it, and then eventually I'll just stop playing it and I'll play something else because I'm not compelled enough to go back to it.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I'm very hopeful for that'll keep me going through the game is that I already hate the radio in Wildlands that plays all the goddamn
Oh my god, yeah.
It was terrible.
At least you can turn it off in the car. But there's like 6 radios at every base that you gotta go find and shoot. And
that should be a side quest.
That should be a fucking hidden trophy. If I was.
But I mean, I think that's one of the, like, the dude hosting the radio show is one of the dudes that you get to kill eventually. So there's that catharsis.
Ooh, spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
I think. Look,
spoiler alert!
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people to kill, so I mean, come on.
You're gonna want to kill him though after you hear this radio, though, like really.
But
actually, we might want to go nice.
Unless you're a Bolivian, we should say if you're Bolivian, you might really enjoy the radio.
Maybe it's very authentic, but no,
maybe
like
it's not. Maybe
And I want to hear, like, you saw the stat in the stat screen, like cartel destabilization. Once that gets like 40%, I want to hear the dude sweating on the radio. He's like, "Oh Jesus, things are going pretty bad out there." Like another
well, that would be nice.
Another 3 bases just got destroyed.
that actually,
reactionary radio like Fallout.
Well, yeah, and that's not like something. That's just a detail people are overlooking these days because there's lots of different things. Like you guys were talking about, we were talking about on the previous pods about why can't we just make our own paint scheme and just drop it in? And
that'd be so sick.
Done it before, and then like you said, the radio being real time and updated, it could easily lock itself to even the story missions or some of the side quests or something, but they just. I feel like a lot of times
it remains to be seen. That's the thing. I want to see if the case.
Well, and it won't. But let's just be honest. But a lot of developers these days are missing out on some of the finer points that bring that immersion that keeps you playing the game.
And another one of the things that has me worried that I'm going to get bored of the game is that I counted like 2 or 3 lines for every time you pick up one of the medals that gives you a skill point. And I'm like, they need more of those, considering how many were just in the 2 regions that we played.
Yeah.
There were like 16 of them, and I heard 2 lines over and over again. They need more of those.
So have you guys seen the stuff on the 2 expansion DLCs they're talking about?
Yeah, the 2.
I didn't see that at all yet. No.
I love that they're putting out trailers for the post-launch content pre-launch.
That's today's gaming environment, no?
You're talking about the 2 bonus missions that you'll get if you pre-order as the deluxe?
Not bonus missions.
We're talking about the expansions that are going to be paid content post-launch that they already have full-blown trailers for.
Oh, so it's pre-made and it's ready to go. $14.99 or?
Not necessarily. They might just be advertising the stuff that they're working on. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not they're not like 4 map pack bundles for the multiplayer. It's going to be 4v4 and then waves.
I don't think the multiplayer is going to be hurting for maps.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
At least it better not be, considering how big the area is.
So many fucking places to choose from. No, we're talking about, there's one expansion they're talking about where you go undercover as a cartel agent, and it looks more flashy, and they also talked about racing. And then there's the other DLC where they talked about where you're in a chopper and you crash, that old trope, and then you have to survive against like a mercenary force that's hunting you.
See, that reminds me of one of the DLCs for Far Cry 4, which was basically like a weird arcade mode where you there's like a south and a north section to Far Cry 4's map, and it takes a while to get to the north section, but this DLC starts you there, and you have to like go around and find weapons really quick and try and escape the area. But
interesting.
Yeah,
I feel like it might be something like that.
Okay, but they've already announced that though, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they
announced it alongside the free 4v4 that's coming a few months after launch. So I swear to God, if we don't have it by summer, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Okay. So at least we know, once again, at least we know what we're getting. But at the same time, were they more concepts, or did they actually have full-on like gameplay and stuff?
They had like a flashy trailer equivalent to like the latest trailers they had.
Okay, so it was mostly CGI cutscene type shit?
It definitely was staged cutscene, or staged shit.
It was staged, but it did look in-engine engine. So I think they've got like assets and stuff like that ready to go. It's just mapping out the missions and figuring out like the polish and stuff like that that they might be.
But let's be honest, some of us, and let's be honest, some of us SOCOMers we understand what it means to like throw it together, like a little, minute and a half video of some flash, right? It doesn't take much. So it's obviously it wasn't the real game. It wasn't all the shit fucking completely rendered, ready to go. I mean, it was still
it's not like a case of being included in the initial installer.
I don't want to feel grifted like that, though. You know what I mean? But did they have price points, or are they still?
There's no price points yet. There's a season pass they're talking about, and then they call them expansions, not DLCs.
But now is it now $79.99 American pretty much gets you the season pass in the game? Is that what it was?
I don't know. I'll have to look up the price point, but actually I can look it up right now on the store, probably.
Sure.
At least for
maybe on the YouGoogly.
Yeah.
I can YouGoogly the price of that.
That fast that you guys.
On the great Googly Moogly.
But so that's why another reason why I was thinking day one, because it also came with 2 bonus missions. So I mean, there was quite a bit to consume, and like I said, I don't have a lot right now. I know there's a lot of games out there, and I got a couple, sitting around on the shelf. Some of them just rented that are fresh, but nothing I'm really excited about. And I've been shying away from sports games more, and that's kind of a bummer because that usually fills a lot of these voids for me. Or racing games. I mean, Gran Turismo being delayed was a big thing for me. I know Tawok, you were also.
I mean,
that's hoping for that was.
That still does Sony a disservice. I don't feel like they had a killer app until we saw this Horizon Killer, or what was it called? Horizon Zero Dawn. It's such a retarded name. But anyway.
That's what I was referring to. That's on my shelf from like Redbox or whatever.
So I mean, that should bring us into what we're playing, basically. Sounds like Ski was pretty much telling us what he's been trying to play.
I did have one quick little Horizon Dawn and then we can maybe use it as like a teaser for the next one, because I did just do the intro to it, and I already have one huge fucking like pissed off bitchy fucking complaint about it.
Oh man.
And I don't know if I want to be a cunty bitch like I really want to be.
Check out Ski's cunty bitchness on episode 5.
But it's also going to be a cunty bitchy fucking shameless plug though. Because I'm going to. So I did pop this fucking game, Horizon Zero Dawn, the fucking retarded name that it is. And I don't mean to use retarded in the pejorative sense. I mean retarded meaning like degrading. It was wonderful what I saw. I mean, we all know that we saw some seriously high-end computers render that shit. Because on the regular PlayStation 4, it's obviously not as beautiful. But one of the fucking things that just immediately kind of put a thorn in my side, and this is where Skimask kind of shows a little bitchy side, and that is it has this wonderful fucking like opening to it, as a great game should, and it allows you quickly before that opening to make a couple quick adjustments, like gamma, or some people let you adjust the screen size to get to the right ratio. This one kind of lacked those specific features, and it only had a light gamma control that had 2 circles that weren't very well represented by the amount of toggles between the minimum and the maximum.
Sounds literally unplayable.
No. But that's just what you get before every game nowadays. But what I was getting at is that's it. So you move forward, and then you watch this beautiful, awesome fucking cutscene. It gives you the whole fucking story, the premise. You get to see all this beautiful fucking footage. Except for guys like me are downright fucking like angered by the fact that they have to fucking play it with subtitles, and it fucking ruins it for me.
You're forced into subtitles?
You're forced into goddamn subtitles, and I tell you what, you go to my fucking channel, you're gonna see it without subtitles, because you know what you have to do? You can't even go forward, you can't pause it, you can't do nothing. You have to sit through this beautiful fucking thing with the subtitles just gnawing at you, and by the time you get through and it's ready to go, it's at the main menu. And then you just can go in and switch it to the master race of inverted aim that the rest of us fucking superior ones use.
The inverted is the superior aim?
You take the subtitles off. You go back to your fucking XMB or whatever the fuck they don't call it now, because it doesn't do anything in that goddamn PlayStation menu. We all know that. and then you go and delete your save file. But yet, thankfully, it lets you delete the game file and leaves your profile untouched. Then you restart the game without the fucking subtitles. But guess what? It's already, look at me.
There's
I'm
probably a button somewhere to just watch the cutscene again without subtitles. I don't know if you need to do that.
Of course, I sat through that beautiful thing mashing on my controller in utter rage. So,
see, I'm the opposite. Like, I hate it. I hate it when they start the game and they don't give the option. Yes, but I need the option to put the subtitles on because that's just the way I ingest cutscenes. That's the way I do it. And I also understand that it's bad for especially people doing YouTube channels when they're like, "Oh, here's the intro cutscene. We're gonna talk over it, and you're not gonna hear a goddamn thing. So here's the subtitles. Oops, we can't do that because they won't let us." So I mean, I guess both ways it works. It's kind of annoying that they don't have the option either way. But no, I know what you mean.
I mean, obviously, I'm being a little, hyperbolic, if that's even a fucking word. But Tawok, I mean, what do you feel about subtitles and not being? I mean, giving you a menu to adjust this kind of shit, and then not giving you a screen size, only giving you a shitty gamma, and then whether or not you wanted to hear it.
As a PC player, these all sound like problems I never have.
You think you can adjust it probably before you even get in there, or you just go into the files and just turn it off that way? Because you're kind of a
It's not even about messing with the files. I'm just saying, like, I can't even think of the last game I played on computer where I didn't have complete control over, like, the gamma and stuff like that, to, like, a fine tooth almost.
Okay. Well, that's just kind of a spoiler for some of y'all that are on the fence of playing it. Tell you what, head to my channel. You can watch it without the subtitles. It's just the backstory to get you to the menu, and you can watch it subtitle free.
I bet you weren't even mad. You just wanted to plug your shit.
Wow.
Shameless.
So shameless.
Me and my 5 followers and 3 of you that don't want to make yourselves available to me, that's fine too. I don't know who the fuck you are.
Okay, so what is Blonde playing?
You.
I'm gonna be doing the same, having the same old song and dance every week probably for a little while. I've been playing. Actually, I've been off GTA for a bit because most of the guys that I play it with are off it, and I don't know, I got bored of it too. I burn out on that game very quickly.
You'll relapse eventually.
Oh, yeah. They recently announced what the next DLC is looking like.
It's called Shark Cards Anonymous.
Okay, tell me what it is. I gotta know.
Basically, it looks like they're going to be doing They're going to be doing special vehicle races, so the vehicles that they introduced in the most recent update, like the Ruiner 2000.
With the jets and shit like that on them?
Yeah. Those, they're going to be doing, hosting, you're going to be able to create races with those, which is interesting. I hope they make it possible to make races with the Insurgent pickup, because I kind of want, almost like a Mario Kart thing, but with, a guy driver and then the Insurgent gunner. That'd be cool.
So you're saying that's going to get you back into Grand Theft Auto 5 right away?
No, that's actually not.
Racing's my favorite part, though, dude.
It is, but I don't know. I'm still off of it, and I've raced in that game so much that new types of races generally aren't gonna hook me in.
He's a racer hipster. I remember when the races in that game were on the streets. All right.
No, it's not that. I'm not looking fondly back at the days where people would grind criminal records for 2 hours. What I'm saying is, I'm over it. I'm over it for now. And
fair enough.
New races aren't going to get me in there. But what I'm going to build up to is, they also teased, they didn't have very much information at all, but the next, they use the words gun running, and you're going to mess with some kind of, basically it sounds like Wildlands, you're going to mess with some sort of cartel. So maybe they saw that and they're like, oh.
There was a leak a while back where it was heavily implied the next DLC was going to give us the ability to finally fucking be cops and to do vigilante missions and stuff online, and I'm really disappointed that's not what's coming.
Yeah, I didn't hear anything about that. I have heard the rumors, but I didn't hear anything about them doing any cop DLC, but that is probably, if that came out, that would definitely hook me back in.
Oh, me too, dude.
I want to do some
touchy
cop
subject
stuff.
I think, for some.
What's that?
Yeah.
I think it might be a touchy subject for some, and I think I would like to know if they fucking decided not to do that, or if that ever was really just a viral myth, because being a cop and striking back and doing vigilante shit. Fucking wow, could still just hope it wasn't some stupid PC bullshit that got it kanked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you on that. So,
'Cause it
Blonde,
is a
you said
video
you're
game
not
after all.
playing Grand Theft Auto. What are you playing?
What I am playing, I've been playing Battlefield 1 a fair bit still.
Cool.
A lot of that, and again, because I'm trying to be more of a 10-year-old, I'm playing Minecraft a lot more. Working on a world there. I'm getting to the point now where I've got like
That's Legos, right?
It's not
Lego
Lego. It's not.
Okay.
They're not dolls. They're action figures. No.
No, I mean I'm generally ignorant of Minecraft.
But yeah. My thing with Minecraft is right now I'm working on a world where I've got a village starting to set up. I can't find any like randomly generated villages anywhere near where I spawn, so I'm like, I guess I'll just make my own. And what happens is at night, like zombies show up, and every once in a while the zombie will be like a zombie villager that you can cure. But
Okay.
the problem is curing takes a while, and I had to work out a process where I wouldn't have to basically beat them to death to get them into a room to let them cure.
So is it like an arbitrary time like event or something, or what do you mean time?
It takes
Like-
it takes 4 to 6 minutes or so. And
Of quarantine?
that's about half the night, I want to say. So yeah, I had to quarantine, and there was a few instances where villagers would, like, while they were still curing from being a zombie, they would wander out into the sunlight and die.
Oh, what the fuck?
So it's kind of annoying like that, and it's also annoying to like herd them over to the building that I want them to be in. Like I've got like an infirmary with a couple of clerics in there, and now I've got a library with a librarian in there.
That game is so much deeper than the last time I played it. Holy shit.
I've never played it.
There's some interesting stuff in there now. I don't know. There's a couple new developments in there, but I'm still trying to just get the village started up, and I don't know how to make it look lively even after that, because the problem is I have to basically imprison them again in the building that they're related to, and if I don't do that, they're just going to wander out and die anyways. So it's almost a fool's errand in that regard to even bother having them there. But it's kind of cool to go to the library and there's a person in there that you can like trade with at least.
That's so cool. Like the last time I played Minecraft, the update they were on was like the one where they added the Under Dragon or whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the Nether Drake is what they call it. Like that was the very last update, and that's years ago.
I was gonna say maybe I did fucking install it from the video store or something, but I don't remember any of that shit. I think it's Legos, and I would fucking remember.
It's pretty close to Legos where you can like mine the bricks and put them back and stuff like that. But
yeah, and I don't have the fucking patience to do that in the reels. I'd rather paint a real canvas than fucking play something like that.
I don't see you doing that, so ha.
Well, you're right, because none of you see me. You're all listening. But anyway, is there anything else you're playing besides Minecraft and thinking of dabbling back into GTA?
I've dipped into a few things. I've been playing a little bit more Rocket League. I'm thinking of getting back into Siege now that I'm seeing more than like 2 people playing it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen another update got pushed this week. So.
Yeah, but I'm still. I don't know.
I'll go fill that water with you if you want. I've just felt repetitive, but I'd like to see at least a couple of new maps. Maybe turn off all the other ones just to go play those or something.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing less games recently anyways, just kind of... Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Star Trek recently, and that's been enveloping my time more than any one game, really. It's a good show.
You're not the only one out there I've heard of that's doing some kind of anthology with it, watching it from some point in time, and what more power to you. I love the Next Generation.
I just started with that's the one I started with. I haven't bothered watching the original series, and I'm only in the 2nd season, just starting now, of the Next Generation, so it's a while yet before I'm even finished this, and I might after that bother to watch like Deep Space Nine or Voyager or something like that, but I don't know.
Wow, we could totally just nerd out because I remember when I was a youngin, they used to do hour episodes back to back from 9 to 10 and 10 to 11. So very fond memories of the Next Generation. But moving along, how about Mr. Tawok? Anything else with you?
I've been playing The Division to tide myself over for Wildlands.
Oh,
Yep, there it is. There it is.
My God, you're just full of it tonight.
Okay, so other than that,
You're just like crushing on
I
all
paid
that
$60
shit.
for the game and I only got 20 hours out of it, so I
Where's your
figured
fucking T-shirt?
my Tom Clancy's
Shill.
t-shirt.
Yeah, no shit.
Okay,
I mean,
other than The Division, my terrible curse, I've been playing Rocket League too, just really casually. I really like the hockey mode, and I know I could school Mr.Blonde in it. And
Maybe I don't know.
yeah, other than that, I'd got the Resident Evil 7 DLC that finally dropped for PC,
sure.
and it's like half pretty good. There's one that's really, really fun. It's like Nazi zombies for Resident Evil, basically. And then there's a few that are just like, that's fun to play one time. I'll probably never play that again.
Sure. Fun nonetheless, though.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's my sin. Division, Rocket League, and Resident Evil 7.
Like I said, I was just I installed the. I don't even know. They got to give that fucking game a nickname, but subtitles aside, though, it was third person. It's definitely got a nice.
You're talking about Horizon.
Yeah, it definitely has a nice backstory, and it sets you off to a nice little adventure. So, I'm willing to take it for a ride for a couple days and see where I go with it.
Did you guys see the reviews the new Zelda's getting?
No, I have not. Go ahead
Like
and
tens
tell.
across the board, and several publications saying fucking best game they've ever played, best Zelda ever made.
Is that played on the Switch?
It's on the Switch, but it's also on the Wii U, thankfully.
I'll never buy it on either.
Yeah,
so.
it's gonna be on the Switch, I think. They're gonna do a
thanks.
Twilight Princess kind of thing. I've never been a Zelda guy. I mean, I've never really owned Nintendo consoles in general. But
You guys are killing me.
No, I totally
it's
did.
It's just not interesting.
I was.
To me. I don't know. I've heard good things about most of the games. It's just, I don't know, even more so than like Mario or anything like that. It just seemed kind of like, hey, here's a Zelda game. It's another Zelda game.
Oh, and that's the beauty of Breath of the Wild. People are saying that it's not the same formula anymore. And there's guys that they're like, I'm 30 years old and I never thought that Zelda would fucking make me feel like I felt like when I was like 9 and I played Link to the Past, but they did it.
Okay, so that just gave me a little chub, and I'll admit I haven't seen any of this footage, but regardless, I kind of hate Nintendo now just because I'm done with them.
I think I'm gonna buy a Wii U after I close on my house.
A Wii U or a Switch?
A Wii. They have it for Wii U too, so you can buy a used Wii U for like $200 and still play the new Zelda.
Right on.
But it's literally the death call of the Wii U. This is going to be the last hot release for it.
Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I played. Well, you're gonna fucking show my age. I played them since the start, and so I know. They went, obviously with the change and with the 64, and I had it all. I played them all. They were all fucking fantastic. It was a glorious fucking time for gaming. I watched it go from fucking 2D to 3D. I mean, it was, man, some of these old guys, if you're listening out there, and gals, because I know a couple of you girls listen too, give us a like, leave a comment. There's some old people that play these games. I mean, you guys know what we're talking about. They're very special times. That's for sure. I still got my 64. I'm gonna break it out and play, but some of them games just don't hold up. I mean, it's as simple as that. You go play Bond with a little GoldenEye, ish. It's like the Muppets with these flat face things.
Okay, listen to this fucking review. Zelda Breath of the Wild is one of the best games ever made. It marks a turning point for the medium that will be learned from for some time.
And that's
I don't know
from
how to take that. That's kind of cryptic.
Who's that from? Who said that? Who said that?
Kyle Hansen from Attack of the Fanboy.
Well,
Don't
Kyle,
think I've ever heard of that website.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one
I'm
either.
not trying to discredit the source or anything. I'm just saying.
No.
Screw Attack of the Fanboy.
I'm not
Discredited.
buying a
I
Switch. But
I thought you were
Wii
going to
U,
say
I
Attack
mean,
of the Show,
yeah.
and I was like, do they do reviews?
Does Kevin do that now?
I don't know.
Did
I
you
think he
guys
just
ever
hosts
watch the
things.
show?
Yeah, every
Okay.
now and then.
So, anyways, I think it's glorious. So if you decide to pick up that Wii U and play it, you can definitely count yourself in for somebody who's going to sit back and enjoy it. Because I'll admit, the hair will stand, probably on my arms if they go back to something like that.
I got to appreciate, for what I said before about my fears that the games were kind of stale, I got to appreciate the fact that they didn't go and change everything and fuck it up, I guess. And if this game managed to change things without doing that, then, innovate instead of just shit on the formula, then that's great. I think I'd be more excited if I'd played most of the Legend of Zelda games, but I haven't.
Sure.
And
like if you had the gold copy and stuff.
See, and I haven't even enjoyed strongly a Zelda game since I want to say Majora's Mask. I've loved all the Zelda games. I grew up on Link to the Past. I still play that shit yearly. But Twilight Princess didn't do it for me. Skyward Sword just didn't get me. And then I wasn't paying attention to Breath of the Wild until I started seeing these fucking reviews. Holy shit.
Sure. Well, and that also depends on if where you went console wise at the time too.
True.
A lot of people broke off and just stayed, and they kind of, obviously this is just natural competition amongst businesses, but they segregate everybody into groups, and I still kind of consider you guys more kind of gamers than me, because I was always a singular console and then just switched from one to the next. But most of the people I know that I regard as straight gamers, I get mad respect to those of you that still play a bit of everything. You know what I mean? When you have all these multiple systems, when you play Xbox controllers, for me, I'm not saying I'm fucking old, where I'm jostling my hands in the air.
Old man ski.
Yeah, jumping with Mario and shit. But going from controllers, switching to an Xbox and then play Madden and trying to be competitive with it, and then switching over to the PlayStation, and then rocking some Grand Theft Auto or something. It just and then like you said, have a Wii U, do the bowling, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be playing this awesome fucking. Hopefully, it's gonna be a sweet ass Zelda game, and then simultaneously plug in your PlayStation 2, play some SOCOM. I guess I am kind of a fucking gamer when I think about it.
I don't. Yeah, I've always been
all that shit.
I mentioned it on a past podcast, but the console situation in my household has always been sort of a group effort. So It was
singular for you kind of as well.
We didn't really have we weren't gonna be oh yeah, let's just go buy a PS4 and an Xbox and get a Wii U too. That's not really an option. So
yeah, and a lot of people though, brothers and sisters had two different things, and so I don't know, some different households. People are familiar with, both kids got a freaking Christmas present, and it might have been one of each.
Yeah, but at our point, it was just he got a Christmas present, and it was just one game, and then mine would be ATV Off-Road Fury 3 or something.
No, and don't get me wrong, mine was some fucking Slim Jims and some steaks from freaking
some pocket lint.
There you go. No, and some fucking some buttons and some stamps. No, yeah. I
Here's
totally
a half a Rice Krispie treat.
Some of my childhood was pretty magical though. I remember getting a Genesis for Christmas and stuff. They used to release these things right around. They still kind of do, right around these times, and it was fucking glorious, man. I remember being 5 years old, getting an NES, of course, for Christmas. Santa brought all these things, of course. So you children that are listening, we've been trying to keep it kind of clean, but when Santa brings you your next game console, it's going to be awesome. Apparently it's going to be the Switch, and it's going to be Zelda on it. Something to look forward to in the fall.
Yeah, I don't know. I just I've mostly been a singular console person, but then the last generation, I had a PS3 and then I had a 360. And I ended up running through one of each because they both broke down on me.
You had the yellow and red?
Yellow lighted.
Oh,
and the Breadbox 360
sure.
became that, and that one red ringed. So I got both of the sick hardware failures, really.
Some fucking pals up there in the Canada. No,
But
you guys aren't on the PAL system up there, are you?
no, we're NTSC.
Still, it's a bummer that you got kind of burned twice like that. I never got it. Did you ever get that video game herp there, Tawok?
I had the
With the
video game
consoles?
herp with my PS2, but I've never had a problem with my PS3. And then I went through 3 Xbox 360s.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
So you've got a couple shots already.
Oh
I had
god,
to
yeah.
I had to like perform surgery on a PS2 and a PS3. The PS2 had like my copy of Subsistence in it, so I had to get that out of there, obviously.
Got to.
And,
Have to.
and my PS3, I really shouldn't have bothered. It had Rock Band 2 in it, and I was like, I might as well get it out of there.
No
And
comment.
I didn't know about the emergency fan test eject procedure or whatever. I remember the rumor was I read about it the first time and somebody called it the fan test, and it was like, yeah, just test your fan. It doesn't do that. It's an emergency eject basically for when the PS3 melts and doesn't turn on. And yeah, so if you do that too often, thankfully I read about it again and found out that was not what it was. If you do it too often, it could probably ruin your actual PS3 to the point where you need the fan test to get the game out. But I don't know. But yeah, anyway.
If it ever comes to that, you can talk with Mr.Blonde. Check out his channel on YouTube and send him a like.
I'll start filming myself performing these operations on my on my
I'm telling you,
consoles.
man, video journaling of menus seems to be
Then
the
I
top
get
third.
and then I get slapped
easier.
with a lawsuit for revealing trade secrets.
Now they just take over your revenue. Nah, it's no big deal.
Well, that's not a revenue thing. That's I put a video up showing people how the Blu-ray drive works thing.
Oh, I don't think that's even a thing anymore. That's old school. Everything's all open out in there. I don't think it's unless you're like showing off a PS5. I think you're digging around inside there. Yeah, you know they might not take it back at the manufacturer, but let's be honest, you'll take it back to the Best Buy, halfway put together, and those geeks will still take it, right? As long as you don't use
I'm not
that
saying they
thermal
won't
resin
take it.
paper
I'm
that
saying they'll
disappears.
sue me for showing people the innards of the. You know what I mean?
Showing proprietary information that people just
like
dig apart themselves.
look at all this. I'm going to go ahead and dissect the cell processors here so that everybody can figure out how they work.
And see why they turned 8 to 2 for whatever reason, and then decided to sell like a boost mode that somehow took advantage of all of them again. I don't know. It sounds like a 32X. Like I said, once again, let us know how you really feel.
Sounds like a load of hoopla.
Boost mode. I'll admit, I love beautiful games on big TVs, Ultra HDs, 4Ks, and all that, but I can't help but feel fucking a little bit butthurt that they just kind of slapped it on and decided to kind of milk the generation one more go around.
You talking about like the PS4 Pro now?
Yeah. But whereas if I think now this, I'm not going to be spreading false rumors, but is not the Scorpio going to have backwards compatibility, which is basically going to make it a fucking monster to be, competed with?
I
Have you guys heard anything about that?
I think it'll probably have the same. If it has backwards compatibility, it'll have the same method of backwards compatibility that the one has already, which is that they convert games in like waves.
Sure.
I think they did the same thing with the 360, honestly, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so I think might have to check into that, I guess, because that could change the game. And I know a lot of people can think of a specific title that they would love to have backwards compatibility to play again. I mean, that's what's Confrontation, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
bring it back on PSN, bring it back for free.
That's
Count
easier
the
said than
unique
done.
user IDs for 8 weeks. See if that's a free market test, because it's about the same dollar amount than hiring some consultants that tell you can't sell. Just saying, Sony, if you're listening, why don't you just try that?
Sony's definitely listening.
Oh yeah.
Put Confrontation back in the old store.
Excuse me.
Give it to us for free.
He's taking a bath listening to this right now.
Hashtag, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
But yeah, what's the next
Task Force?
Oh yeah. Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even know how to introduce that.
It has happened again. This is
Apparently, it's been greenlit. So
it's been
there's
greenlit,
that.
but so wasn't HR greenlit too?
It was. That was a big deal back then. I don't think it's as big of a deal anymore, is it? Is it kind of like the
Not
Better
really.
Business Bureau? You just pay to go into it?
So just to get the audience caught up, there's a new entry to the SOCOM arena, and it
New.
looks like another attempt to recapture the feel of confrontation, and it's called Task Force.
I believe it's in Unreal 4. It looks like
Yeah.
there was some footage put together that's out there. Check it out.
I don't even know what to say about it. It's another one of those games that's just like, yeah, it looks good. It looks promising, but so did the last 3 or 4 projects to come out of this this gentleman. So, I mean, if people aren't already aware, yeah, I mean, I would wager
The
some
characters
people.
are a little skinny if that's what they need to know. I
Yeah.
think people need to be aware that some of the SOCOM games had different sized characters, and a lot of characters seem to be a little skinnier these days. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Especially once they added armor, they had skinny characters and they had like big guys with like big giant plates of armor on them.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that from
Sniper rifles.
Confrontation.
Yeah, but but not only that, but if you even think about SOCOM 2, the characters are a very distinct size and shape. Now, do you think some of these games that come out in the different engines, whether it be Source or if it's Unreal 4 or if it's, Unreal 3 even, or if you think about some of the other ones that folks encode in, what's the one I'm thinking of with that's Project Confrontation is doing the come on boys.
Doing the what? What are you asking?
Yeah, I'm not
Gonna-
following, dude.
Okay, so I just announced all the engines, and they're on the other one that they code with.
Unity?
I did Unreal 4, Unreal 3, Unity. Thank you. I'm sorry. That was a huge brain fart that you guys just let me hang with. Thanks.
Well, you gotta tell us what you're asking us
Well, I
instead
mean,
of just like.
I was kind of naming them off. I was getting there, but I just noticed that the trend is a lot of the characters in some of these other ones, like Source and stuff. The characters just look too skinny. I don't know. And even though the maps are like a lot of the ones, because it may be a brand new game, I can't tell. I don't know anymore. I can't tell what's POCs, what's overlays, what's mods, what's full games. I mean, what's ground up, what's our assets, what's in the store, what's created, what's modeled, what's ported.
This is a
what's
new fresh
contracted.
project. I'm talking.
I know. Go for it. Tess.
Yeah, this is a new project, not tied to Insurgency, not tied to Counter-Strike, not tied to any other pre-existing game that I know of, and it looks very, I don't know. You can tell that it's not based on any other games, based on the speed of it. It's not even as fast as Insurgency in terms of the movements. Like the video that I saw made it look very sluggish, which is funny coming from a gentleman that's filming this or recording this audibly, obviously, at 3 in the morning. But this is a sluggish-looking game with jump to climb that takes like 4 seconds.
That was a really brutally long jump to climb.
Like that looked like me trying to do a pull-up.
Yeah, but that's just cosmetic. You can speed that shit up. And once you get that animations down, you end up then it just becomes timing, and I'm sure you can dial that in. Don't get me wrong. If you guys want to talk specifics, let's be real. There's some fans out here right now that are really liking what they're fucking seeing. And I got to be honest.
Oh, that's great. I'm not one of them.
Okay, so that's
what I'm saying.
Tawok,
What I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, before I'll stop in a second, but the fact that they released this video, the people behind Task Force released this video, and they released it with that jump to climb animation that's like 4 seconds long, leads me to believe that they either don't know that it's too slow, which is worrying, or they don't don't think it's like they think it's fast enough. I don't know. It's just it seems like a weird thing to add, like to add jump to climb, to know that people want that, but to also kind of fuck it up that way.
Would you got? Okay, so let's just move forward with actually discussing then some of the, if you want to get that specific. What about some of the other movements? The turn speed, the character size.
The grenade, the character size, I don't know. I'm okay with. I'm not too picky about the character size generally, as long as it's obviously proportionate with the world around them.
I mean, the totem you didn't think was too skinny?
Not, I don't know. I've got more of a tolerance for that. Like I played Confrontation on 2 different video settings on 2 different TVs, so
Oh yeah, I suppose
I had both worlds.
Okay.
But my thing is the grenades. The grenade throwing looks weird and instantaneous, and I also don't know if I saw a grenade arc. I don't remember. I'll have to check the video again.
That could be an artifact of Unreal 4 because it does have kind of a weird thing with the way it handles grenades. With all its character modeling, I think it's got its own unique look. At least the games I've seen use it. There's a couple of them.
But yeah, that I have an issue with the grenade thing, and also there was a little bit of extra
stuff.
The bomb plant. The bomb plant looked all right. It reminded me of the Confrontation bomb plant, where it's just sort of you sit there and then you go.
Just like get this thing off me.
Yeah, and in SOCOM 2, you sort of did the same thing, but it was on your back, and it was like a 2-handed affair. So
I mean, gotta set it down.
That's not a big deal either way. I think
what do you think the aim of it now? I mean, I've been hearing grumblings that this thing has been greenlit. It's going to be available on Steam. Do you think it's going to be headed into early access? Any thoughts on that? And
I think that was the project I heard, that they were going to separate mouse and controller users.
Okay.
So, and I think that's a big thing for being on PC if you want success as a SOCOM successor.
It is.
Okay, so with that being, let's not confuse games here now, but I mean, what does greenlit mean now? Does that mean that you're just available to sell it on the store, or?
I don't think it means much. I mean, there are games that are hilariously popular, like DayZ, that still aren't finished. So I don't.
Are they considered greenlit?
They were greenlit, and I think, yeah, it was greenlit.
I think when you're greenlit, you can go into early access straight from that.
Okay, so that's exactly what that means. Some of you guys are probably frustrated listening to this, but obviously greenlit means just once you get to that status, that committee that they just let you in, now you can sell your product on their shelf, in a sense, in the Steam store.
Under the title of early access.
Which is, I'm fucking going to sit here with this thing, and we're going to... Now, is the ultimate goals normally to leverage angel investors to come along? Or is it to sell as many copies to get enough to develop?
I think it's to sell, like... in other SOCOM successor cases, it was to sell enough copies to like fund development to move forward.
Okay, and then to eventually get it to another state where it was better, more refined. So that, so how long does that take? And
I don't know.
So that kind of stuff kind of concerns me.
Most early access games don't make it out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't see that kind of plan succeed very often, and when it does, it's with like a concept that's very... I feel like you're gonna need a concept that appeals to a lot of people, and I don't know if a third-person shooter is that.
Well, not only that, but then how do you get it out to them? I mean, people, how do they find these things? Steam's got to be just loaded with junk and bloated crap, right?
Oh yeah.
Does it have just a robust way of just chiseling down into the goodness and just mining in there for the decent?
You have to wade through it or hear about the project secondhand.
Okay.
Even if you're looking for this specific genre of game, like, hey, what kind of third-person shooters are in Steam Greenlight? Are you going to find this first, or are you going to find the Mean Greens, or are you going to find that weird anime shooter that somebody posted about on the forums? What are you going to...
Yeah, that was kind of weird, too.
What's going to be the first thing?
Well, I mean, so obviously, is there a TPS selection button or something on the side, like at a Walmart?
I don't know.
You can definitely like filter by genre on Steam to find third-person shooters.
I just think that... I don't know.
I mean, Task Force. I mean, we just heard it there, folks. I mean, that's raw and unedited. I mean, not crybabies or nothing, but
I don't expect that it getting greenlit will mean too much for its future. I think maybe it'll sell a few copies if they do end up putting it on early access, but
Okay.
at the same time,
You weren't impressed with what you saw. That's what you've been
I
saying.
wasn't impressed with what I saw to the point that I thought the project could be any more successful than any of the other
Okay.
projects going on
Fair
or
enough.
that have happened in recent times in the SOCOM community. And the thing that I find weird about it is that it's essentially distanced itself from the SOCOM community. There's no mentions of it in on the website, which, you know, for better or for worse, I can kind of understand why somebody would do that. But at the same time, you're sort of nuding yourself of the one fan base out there that you can like bounce off of to start.
Well, some people also consider the fact that this community is quite small and maybe not very representative of an entire broad base of folks that would
No, I know.
love to play that type of game. And more power to them. I'm gonna be not Pollyannish about the whole thing, but I do know I heard quite a lot of feedback about people who fucking like what they saw. They really kind of dug it. They thought it looked and felt. I mean, they didn't get to play it, but
I don't know about felt. That's the thing.
obviously you can't feel it. But I mean, you know what I mean. When you get that thing full screen and you're watching it, yeah. Okay, so the jump to climb animation is a little slow. Was the cursor yellow? No. Well, I mean, did it bounce? Okay, so that was kind of like something of an artifact of a game I remember. Or how did the guns fire? Did the body twist from the waist, and then did the knees stay kind of like counter strikey? I don't think it was that jank, but I'll be honest, you know, I'm not gonna fucking poo poo yet. I'll give everybody a free shot, man.
I can't be bothered
Give them a shot,
with it.
because more power to people that want to fucking create. So I can't hate at that level just yet. I don't blindly feel that way
I
about
don't
something, but
necessarily hate anybody involved with this project. I'm just saying
no,
that
I wasn't insinuating that. I was just
what I'm
saying
s-
like
but
I
what
still
I'm
give the
saying
game a chance.
but what
Chance.
I'm saying is I expect that knowing who is behind this project, um, I wouldn't put my money on it right yet because track records show that the last 3 or 4 projects that this gent has been involved in have all ended not with a bang but with a whimper, and I don't know that anything that I've been shown thus far has led me to
Well,
believe that this will be anything otherwise.
and to play devil's advocate just a little bit, when we're talking about previous efforts, we are talking about different like quote unquote mods or not necessarily ground up brand new like you mentioned earlier titles in a completely new engine, and so that part I think is what's kind of different. And then furthermore, I just wanted to say again quick with regards to this project, I'm not neither endorsing it or not. And if I can set all the personal biasness of like I said, or like you were referring to, who might be working on it. The game itself looked like a SOCOM type game. It had a SOCOM mode. It had a plant. It had a feature. It was third person. There
It's
was some weird.
definitely a SOCOM attempt.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
but
I
I
want to
feel
I want to
like
make that clear. It wasn't insurgency as it was an attempt at its own SOCOM-esque type game, third person shooter,
yeah,
tactical.
that's all well and good, but I feel like I don't want to lend too much credence to that. Like I mean,
Sure,
it's great you got a bomb plan. It's great that you got a jump to climb. It's great that you got
ladder
all
climb
of
and
this
stuff.
stuff that somewhat resembles a
Something that
SOCOM
people
game.
have been trying for years and
But yeah,
years to accomplish, and maybe still haven't quite got it out yet. And then
but
somebody
that's
just spits this out like in a weekend. Like that's
well,
kind of
we don't like it wasn't made in a weekend. I'm pretty sure
sure.
there are elements of all of his previous projects that are going into this,
But I thought it
or
was a standalone thing in a
it
different
is a
engine.
standalone thing. But like things that he's learned from his previous projects, and
Okay,
even
fair enough.
I imagine portions of code can be imported into this,
Oh,
and because it is Unreal 4, we'll
sure.
see, I don't know.
I
just
suppose when you
don't.
talk about ownership, that could get kind of murky. I don't know if you'd have to, you know, I don't know how I wouldn't even know how you would go about dissecting something like that of who owns what and what's considered work product, or I'm not an attorney, so.
I'm not trying to insinuate that he's taken anything from Resurgence or anything, and just yanked
Sure.
it and put it in this game. But I'm saying that he could essentially replicate that code with minor differences, I'd imagine, or at least replicate the process of making it. And
do you think that it was all made from scratch with modeling software? Did any of it look like assets, or could you guys even tell one way or the other?
I had heard
I know a
some
lot of people are talking about buying things as
I,
assets.
I had heard some people saying that that a lot of the assets in this are like either public domain stuff or bought from asset packs, and I think it's placeholder. Hopefully, if that's the case, but I don't actually
But
know.
you can just sell that to people then after you've already purchased it, then it just becomes yours, and then you can just.
No, that's what I'm saying. There are people like on Steam Greenlight. You'll see projects that do that, but it's technically like it's a pretty ethically scummy thing to do, and I don't think anybody that plans on selling their game for any length of time and with any length of like any stretch of publicity besides the fact that it's an asset flip would ever do that. So unless it's public domain stuff.
All right, fair enough. What about you, Tawok? Do you have any feelings one way or the other?
I don't really have strong feelings on it other than, I don't have a great deal of respect for the guy that's running it just because of the track record that he's had in our community. I mean, it's you can't mention his projects without mentioning his track record just because of how bad it is. And I mean, like, that's the thing. It's like if you're a surgeon, if you have one bad surgery, that shit haunts you for your entire career. So, and like it's kind of the same for Redline in his position as a game developer. He has such negative marks from like the Shock Studio meltdown, the CS:GO or the SOCOM Go to SOCOM Insurgency, just like bait and switch shit, the backdoor shit that he did on a community website. Like, these are all things that like I don't think he'll ever be able to shake, and that's what will make me personally never take his project seriously. I mean, we're all being honest.
Yep, absolutely, and that's what this is about. And now that you mention it, when it comes to that kind of stuff too, I'll just mention on top of it all, it looks like a PC game, so I can't even play it. So, whatevs.
Yeah, and the thing that you mentioned before that I was going to mention until we went down a rabbit hole here was the PC or like the keyboard and mouse / controller like separation thing.
Yeah.
No, wait. I think that's a good idea if you've got the player base to support it, and this game obviously
hell yeah. If you have a CSGO sized fucking player base, you could split it up into like mouse brands. But I mean, like, if you have like an H-hour size community where you struggle to fill one lobby at prime time, then you can't really do that, despite it making it a much more closer to home experience for SOCOM players.
Okay, but now, like you said, talking brutally honest, there was quite a few people who loved those iterations you guys just referred to. Now, I know I joked about, what's the day of it now? Is it, and I eventually worked my way into, go fucking SOCOM Gadget Go or whatever, because it just became kind of laughable how many things it got rebranded, and yet, evolutions it went through, and eventually, getting a chance at making its debut on the back of another game, whatever. But people, there was quite a bit of a following for it, and especially SOCOMers that were itching to play something fucking like it.
There are a lot of SOCOMers that went to PC, and like
sure.
the proof is in the pudding for that, for how popular SOCOM Go got. Very popular on its own when it was just a simple CSGO camera switch, and then when he went to SOCOM Insurgency, and they ended up having their own fucking scoreboards on the internet. They were talking about doing ladders and tournaments.
That's exciting.
They had clans and all this shit, and then the rug is pulled out from under them because the main coder behind everything got upset about some minor details, and the community ended up cannibalizing itself too. I mean, there's a lot of, it's so weird how a SOCOM game can't go through without acquiring a sordid history.
Sure.
It seems like there's almost a curse anytime anybody tries to do some sort of fan project for SOCOM, or anytime there's even a vested interest from a full company to make a SOCOM-esque game. There's always some weird shit going on behind the scenes, and I don't know what the deal is.
Fuck you over. We gotta just be grimy, slimy, fucking scumbags about shit. Is that what you're talking about? Otherwise, another thing too is an exciting thing about SOCOM is, and the possibility of it is, we all know how fucking awesome that gameplay was. The 8v8, the 16v16, the maps, the modes, the single player, the command
I feel like you
systems.
mentioned 16 versus 16 to trigger me.
Yep. Well, deal with it. That's what they say. Put the Stennis shades on and just deal with it. Casbah 16B breach, fucking God reporting in. And I got to tell you, that's what people would like to see captured. And I do understand where a lot of them are coming from when they want to support a project. There's a bit of,
I think the project in the SOCOM universe that has my biggest eye is Project Confrontation and then X-Link, because, I mean, you can't get better than that.
Sure. And as selfish as it is, SOCOM 2, Combined Assault, it's doing me just fine for now. There's lots of great games to play, and I got to be honest, I'm going to be busy playing them. And I know I'm not going to be alone out there.
The thing with X-Link is you're not playing a fan project. You're not playing a SOCOM basically light game.
Thing. Yeah.
You're playing the game. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The only limitations are the strength of X-Link and the player base, which is growing, and X-Link seems to be, in terms of general trends, seems to be more stable than it was when I first started playing. And with Project
That's awesome how you
fucking.
I would love him to remix you into like Max Headroom right there, and like you're talking about stability, like but no, I mean, no, I just there was a lot of feedback with that last comment of yours, and to be fair to say again, I mean, X-Link has been pretty solid with the numbers. They are growing. However, I'm also noticing another little trend, and if we want to be honest, guys, we got to start talking about some tough topics. And that is, people's ability to fucking come together and organize, play these fucking games together, and not just have to rely on other people to, make rooms and shit. Take it upon yourself, gather some guys together, interact with each other, and get some shit going. I noticed a lot of the community plays these pickup wars, and then another large portion actually just sits on the fucking sidelines. Some of them will play, some of them won't. It's sometimes it's strange when you see there's 55 people and yet there's only 2 rooms.
I agree.
Sometimes that gets baffling.
But the issue with pickup wars and stuff like that is pickup wars appeal to a certain type of person and appeal to a certain type of SOCOMer. They appeal to the kind of person that's like in that competitive mindset that wants to play a war and wants to devote like a couple hours of their time to play a war. But there are some people that don't want to necessarily do that every time they play SOCOM. Sometimes they just want to play 1 or 2 maps that aren't like is a standard fare, cool. and they don't want to play. So I honestly, a lot of the times I don't even really want to play an 8v8 because A, X-Link can have a hard time with that, and B, most of my best like memories of SOCOM games are from like 4v4s and 5v5s where it's a little more manageable. You're not running out into basically an artillery barrage that lasts a minute and a half every round. Like, I still
don't remember that from back in the day when I played all these games. Never in my life.
Well,
and it's weird that it's
I think you repressed it then.
Well, no, I think a lot of us played that fucking game, and there wasn't wall sliding and shit.
That's because
there might have been still
most of my memories of it are post-patch, and again, I tried to play with as few people as possible because of that. So
sure. There was some good times to be had. There's no doubt about it. And there still is. And it's just like I said, it just takes a few of you guys out there that listen to this podcast, that play the game. You just got to engage. Some of y'all just don't realize. Create a map or create a room, do some maps, fucking call some people out, get a game going. Let's roll.
Alright guys, that about does it for episode 4 of the Spicy Sausage. If you guys like what you listen to here, definitely leave a like if you're following along on YouTube, or do whatever the hell you do for that podcast app on iTunes, because we are finally on iTunes and I couldn't be happier about it. So, that wraps it up for us today. Until next time guys, you can check us out on therealsocom.com. This is Tawok saying good night and God bless.
You crazy mother...